The word rally, to me, makes me think of World Rally Car. Screaming machines drifting, jumping, and speeding through courses of dirt and street. So with the adventure bike scene gaining more and more popularity, is it just coincidence that Honda branded its CRF300L line with the word? What does the adventure and adventure bike really mean anyway? And how does Honda's Rally fit into it? The CRF300L Rally is Honda's contender in the medium displacement, dual sport adventure bike market. Its tech specs are online, so I won't go over them too much, but essentially it shares the fuel-injected, single-cylinder 286cc engine with its street bike counterparts the CB300 and the CBR300, but in a dedicated motocross-style frame with appropriate gearing. The main differences between the standard L and the Rally trim level are the Rally tower and windscreen, a larger gas tank, more side fairing coverage, a larger front brake, and a slightly higher suspension profile. The bike's frame and geometry are very motocross, similar to my CRF250R, but with long-range comfort built into the seat and bar position. It's very smooth, handles light, and likes to be leaned over. It's comfortable enough that there is a video of some dude on YouTube who took his Rally over 1,000 miles in a single day. Power-wise, it's pretty comparable to an early 2000s Ninja 250, just with more bottom end. While that's great in the dirt and on smaller streets, on the freeway, you're definitely going to be 6th gear pinned trying to keep up with fast traffic. That being said, it's very easy to ride. It's a perfect bike for exploring, going for a weekend ride, or even picking up groceries like I do on it. On top of that, most guys I've seen are averaging somewhere in the ballpark of 60 mpg, even with spirited riding. So, where does this bike fit in? Well, in the past, dual sport and adventure bikes tended to fall into 3 categories. Motocross bikes with lights on them just to be road legal, upright street bikes dressed up as off-road tourers, or simple trail cruisers. The Rally doesn't really fit into any of those 3, but by that virtue, I think it fits its name perfectly. The bike handles great on the street and canyon, or gives me supermoto vibes. While I wouldn't exactly take it to a motocross track, it is surprisingly capable on the more gnarly of terrain, jumps, hills, and whoops. It's also equipped to absolutely shred on trail and off-road. It elicits imagery of endurance, the Dakar race, and World Rally Car. Its main competition on the market are the Kawasaki KLX300 and the Suzuki DRZ 400S. But in my opinion, those bikes don't directly compete with the Rally as much as they do the standard L. It would be a great beginner bike, as it's not afraid of being dropped a few times. For more experienced riders, it possesses endless possibilities, and you'll never get tired of it. Like they say, it's more fun to ride a slow bike fast than a fast bike slow. Even though this bike was engineered exceptional from the factory, I think it's impossible to keep this bike stock. The first thing you're going to want to do is just keep throwing things at it. At a minimum, I guess, I'd recommend a rack system, a USB charging station, and handguards. Even though stock is just fine, I would get an exhaust and bars next, but that's just me. Everything else depends on how much money you have or want to spend. Everything you could think of are available all over the internet, and it's easily one of the most accessible bikes for aftermarket parts. All this said, the Rally does have some major shortcomings. The biggest is its suspension. Like its bigger brother, the Africa Twin, it comes way too softly sprung. To make it worse, the 300L's front and rear suspension are non-adjustable. It doesn't help that the suspension is the most expensive component to modifying the bike either. Overall, I think that despite this bike being designed to fit a smaller ADV dual sport niche, it excels beyond that. It's very fitting of its Rally namesake, and maybe Honda unintentionally created the Rally bike class. Despite your opinions, experience, setups, or brand loyalties, there's one thing you cannot deny, and that is, this bike is really fun to ride.